Here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind field. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In puff smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. Salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. Know what it is, man. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
Shalom, 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 Israel. You live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer Wall, holding down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes here in Memphis from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2024, there is nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on the earth. With that being said, I'd like to start the class off with questions. If any brothers and sisters have any questions, you can type them in online. If you have any questions in the classroom, all you gotta do is raise your hand. If we don't have any questions, we're gonna go on to the topic of tonight's class. The topic of tonight's class is don't run from life. All right, don't run from life. We're gonna go into a couple of scriptures that give you some understanding of what it is that I mean by this title. We're living in a time where there's a lot of brothers and sisters who, well, we're living in a time in a society where what's being pushed and promoted in the world is that everything in life should feel good. You should always be feeling good and be positive and upbeat and, in your best spirits or whatever the case may be. The reality of life is that that's just not real. You understand? The reality of life is things aren't always wonderful, and every day isn't your best day. You aren't always happy and ecstatic, and everything is just going right and wonderful in your life. The truth about life is that there are difficult days and there are tough times, and we do deal with loss and failure and all the different words that describe things not going your way. And the beauty of the Bible is that the Bible covers all situations and circumstances that you may face in life. The Bible provides wisdom and understanding and encouragement to get you through any and every circumstance and situation that you may face in life. The Bible does not provide a promise that everything is going to be okay all the time. The Bible doesn't provide a false expectation that things are always going to go your way. And that is why the Bible, in its, what's the word I'm trying to say? The Bible in its spirit is a record which is designed to carry. It's designed to work on several layers. The Bible is a book that for individuals that read it and comprehend it and understand it, it absolutely is a tool that can get you through your life one day at a time. On an individual basis, there are scriptures in this Bible, there are words in this book that will help you from day to day get through whatever situation or circumstance that you are facing, because you can find comfort, you can find understanding, you can find the power or the simplicity in just recognizing that there's a higher power and that power is far above your own, and that if you just trust and believe and have faith, that everything will work out. So the Bible works that way on an individual basis, right? On a family basis, the Bible works as a tool that helps make sure everyone understands their role and their responsibility within the family. The Bible can be used as a tool for a father to teach his children about discipline, teach his children about obedience, teach his children about doing the right thing. The Bible can be used by a husband to teach his wife about submission and about supporting him and about being the helpmate that he needs her to be. The Bible can work for a wife to teach her husband how to honor the wife as the weaker vessel and how to treat your wife the way that you desire to be treated. You understand? The Bible can be used to show the family that the only way we can accomplish anything is if we work together, is if everybody is functioning in their role and functioning in their responsibility, and everybody takes their place. That is the way things work. You got the scriptures where it shows that as the Most High Christ, a man, a woman, and then the children. It shows the order of things, a hierarchy, right? So the Bible can work on a family level in making sure everybody understands their role and how they fit into the family, and that everybody is important and everybody's role is necessary. The Bible can work on a community level in establishing rules and laws that hold the community together. You understand? Give you the rules about a man, how dealing with your neighbor and honoring your neighbor, treating your neighbor the way that you want to be treated. You understand? Being a father to the fatherless and being a protector for the widow. Is that being there for the women who don't have any men? It shows Proverbs 31 is a scripture about a sister extending her hand to other sisters, helping them, being there for them, speaking kindly, giving them words of wisdom. You understand? There's scriptures about, giving to the poor and giving to the needy. You go to gather up your grapes, you leave some in the field for those who are poor and too proud to beg. Leave them some food so that they can have what they need. So the Bible works on a community level by providing a blueprint and an outline by which a community can come together and live and thrive and have order and rules and structure so that everybody respects one another. And then the Bible works on a national level through the observation of the 12 tribes of Israel and how this record was utilized to bring 12 nations of people together under one banner, under one God, under one authority, so that they could work together against the other nations that were plotting against them. So the Bible works on various levels. On an individual basis, it can be used as a tool to get you through day to day. It can be used on a family level to gather the family together, to provide structure, to provide clarity on the roles, to make sure that there's honor in all ways. The children honor the parents, the mother honors the father honors the mother, and everybody is together. It works on a community level by making sure that everyone within the community respects each other and we deal with each other the way that brothers and sisters should. And if there's any issues, we go to the judges and we go to get issues and problems resolved you got an issue with a brother, you go to him, between you and him alone, and work that thing out. If you can't work it out, then you go to the elders or the priest or the men in charge of the community, and they'll be the ones to judge that matter and to make sure everything gets sorted out. You understand? Then again, the Bible works on a national level by teaching the 12 tribes of Israel how to come together as a nation and to unify in the face of their enemies or their oppressors, so that they can stand with the Most High and be the nation that they were called to be. So with the Bible working on all of these various levels, in the society we're in now, where it's being pushed on everyone that you're supposed to go through life just happy and smiling and feeling good all the time, the Bible is necessary for those day-to-day individual circumstances where you need to hear a good word, or you need to find some kind of support or some kind of encouragement to get through the things that you're going through. The reality of life is that every day is not wonderful and sweet, and everything is not always going to go your way, and things aren't always going to be the way that you desire them to be. There's going to be some hard days. There's going to be heartache. There's going to be pain. There's going to be loss. There's going to be breakups. There's going to be letdowns. There's going to be, you're going to suffer injustices. And what do you do with those days and those times in your life? The Bible gives you the answers that you need. The one thing you must realize is that you cannot run from life. You can't go through life trying to avoid the difficulties, trying to avoid the pitfalls, trying to avoid the rainy days or avoid the pain. In life, you have to learn to take the good with the bad. You have to appreciate the sunshine and the rain. And you also have to learn to live in the darkness as well as in the light. Everybody understands? So that's what today's class is going to be about. We're going to get into the scriptures right shortly. Sister Kapataza has a question. She says, are there any scriptures that describe Eve as a virgin, which prefaces what a virgin is, or we start with Rebecca? Okay, it's a good question. No, there are no scriptures that describe Eve as a virgin, because we don't know if Eve was a virgin, meaning the biblical definition of the word virgin is a young woman of marriageable age. Being a virgin has nothing to do with whether you ever had sex or not. Everybody understands? We get the definition right here out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. We're going to go ahead and get the definition of the word virgin. The definition of the word virgin, again, is very different than the definition that we have been offered in Christianity and that we have been taught in this modern society, okay? This is the definition of the word virgin on page 600 of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It says a young unmarried woman, right? A young unmarried woman. Hold on. It is also used figuratively to personify a city or a state. A young woman of marriageable age, whether married or not. Everybody understands? A young woman of marriageable age, whether married or not. So marriage in the Bible, we know, is sex. Sex is what makes a man and a woman married. A virgin could be a woman that was married, which means what? She's already had sex. How could she be married and be a virgin? Because she's still a young woman. She's in the very beginning stages of her womanhood. Everybody understands? And that age and that time could have been different for different women. Every woman in the days of her virginity, it wasn't a set time. A lot of people try to say that a woman's virginity is when she's 13 or 14 years old. That is not in the Bible. You understand? A woman's maturity was based on a determination that her father made. You understand? A father is meant to be in a woman's life to determine when she's a woman or not, when she's ready for marriage, when she's ready for sex, when she's ready to belong to a man. And that time could be different for different women. But because we have been disconnected from our culture, because we live in an oppressive society that forces men or allows men to be away from their families, we have a lot of young girls growing up thinking that they're women because their bodies have developed and because men find them desirable and because sex is something that they want. They think that they are a woman, when in reality, There are a lot of young girls who are developed, who have bodies, who mentally and spiritually, they are not ready for the consequences of sex. They're not ready for what comes with having a man. And so if these young daughters had men in their lives, fathers in their lives, the fathers would be able to determine and tell them and warn them, baby girl, you are not a woman yet. I see you've grown, you've developed, and I see the boys, they sniffing at you. And I see that you like it. I see that you like the attention that you're getting. But you are not ready yet. You are not ready. And when if you do think you're ready, please come talk to me. Come talk to your father. Let me know that what you're feeling. Let me know what you're going through so that I can help you make a decision that you won't regret for the rest of your life. And at this time where we are as a people and in the truth, for a lot of you brothers and sisters out there, you have children, you have daughters, you have sons. And sometimes I know it can be difficult for you to think about your daughter laying in bed with some boy or your daughter having sex. I know that's your baby girl and she's precious and you love her. But the reality is, we are the first generation of brothers and sisters in this captivity that are going to have to make the decisions and the calls on whether our daughters are ready to be married or not, and make the calls on who is fit for our daughters to marry. We're the generation of brothers who are going to be responsible for giving a man permission to have sex with our daughter, giving some brother permission to court our daughter and to take her out and to, be a man in her life. And it's not going to be an easy thing to do, but brothers, do not forsake that responsibility. Do not treat your daughter, who you are raising in the truth, as though she's not exposed to the world every day of her life. Don't think that your daughter, because she's 13 years old and she knows the truth, won't get gamed up by some young boy and be laid down in the bed. Don't think that your young daughter won't, some boy ain't going to try to put a penis in her mouth in middle school. You're going to have to do the difficult thing of sitting your daughter down and talking to her about sex and about marriage and about the things that she's going to feel, the little tingly sensations and her body maturing and growing. Do not wait to have those talks and those conversations with your children, because the world is not going to wait. So you're going to have to prepare your daughter for the difficulties of being a young woman of marriageable age, and begging her and pleading with her to not give up, that innocence and that piece of her that belongs to her husband. But trust me, you're going to need to do it the right way, or else the world will take your daughter in the truth and she will be a hoe. When I say she'll be a hoe, she's going to be a hoe by the Lord's standards. Maybe the world won't think she's a hoe. She'll have a couple boyfriends. She'll have a couple sex partners. Maybe she'll get pregnant, maybe she won't. But if you hesitate and you wait to teach your daughter about sex and the reality of what comes with that, you're going to have a hoe on your hands. And you're going to feel bad about it. You're going to hate that your daughter became a whore after you raised her in the truth, and it will not be your daughter's fault. Because how could she not want to have sex? How could she not be ready to lay down with a boy? How could she not desire, what comes with a young girl thinking she's a woman? Make sure your daughter should have the comfort to talk to you about it. Your daughter should be able to come and say, Mommy, I know you told me when I was a little girl about becoming a woman and the way I would start to look at boys. And I think I feel that way now. I just, I see boys that I like and I just want to kiss them and be with them. I want to do a lot of things. And I don't know what to do with it. I can't help myself. And then you call and get counsel if you don't know what to say. But your children should be comfortable enough to have those conversations with you. And that's something that comes from how you raise them, how you teach them. Don't try to scare them away from sex. Don't scare them away from being with boys, because that's just not real. The reality is every woman at some point gets to an age where boys start to look good. And boys start to see them looking good. And they start to feel good because they know that the boys are noticing them. And they like the boys noticing them. And if the boys are liking them by just looking, well, how much more will the boy like if he can touch, if he can kiss? You better talk to your daughter. and make sure she's comfortable coming to talk to you. Some of you brothers out there, you raising your boy, you raising sons in the truth, and your sons are watching you have more than one wife. Your sons are watching you lay women down and deal with them, and then 6 months later, what happened to Auntie Keisha? Or, she don't come around no more. She fell off. But what are you teaching your sons? You think your sons ain't gonna be laying down girls in middle school and high school and then saying, well, she fell off? Talk to your boys about sex, your young boys about the responsibility that comes with having a woman and the dangers that lurk for dealing with the wrong woman and the nasty things that can come from wanting to lay with a woman that another man has already laid with, or laying with a woman who is not going to be loyal to you. She's just nasty. You heard all the stories about it in school, but that woman is beneath you, son. Don't choose her. Don't deal with her. You have to talk to your children and talk to your sons to raise them to be able to encounter these situations when they come of a certain age, or else it'll be too late. Everybody understands? Salakia. The question originally was about Eve. There's no scripture that describes Eve as a virgin. Rebecca is a good example of a woman that was a virgin and that was marriageable. She was marriageable age and she got married. And she still was a virgin. So the word virgin in the biblical context has nothing to do with whether a woman has had sex or not. A virgin was just a young woman. And again, for every woman, what that age was varied. There's no, well, virgin is 11 to 16. That ain't, the Bible don't tell you that. The context in the Bible doesn't even tell you that. There were women who, grown women, but still virgins. And you have that in society today. There's some women, they ain't interested in boys until they get out of high school. The whole time in high school, boys is running behind them and sniffing behind them, but they just focused on school and being a good girl, and they ain't worried about no boys. That's a virgin. Everybody understands? So it varies, all right? That answer the question? All right, no sweat. Any other questions? Okay, now Mark Bigsford. Mark, you usually come in here trolling, saying a bunch of goofy stuff, but I'm going to entertain you today, Mark. I'm going to read your question, and if your question is not goofy, then I might entertain your question with an answer, all right? Mark Bigsford said, hey, Louis Farrakhan. See, he's starting off wrong already. Hey, Louis Farrakhan, don't you know that we Israelites, Mark, we're not Muslims, okay? Louis Farrakhan has nothing to do with the ISUPK and what we teach. But anyway, he got Deuteronomy 4:27. Where in the world today are Negroes or the other heathen people who you claim to be Israelites? Where in the world today are you people becoming few in number among the heathen? You are not becoming few in number among the heathen. You are the heathen. 100%, 100 proofs that Israelites are white. All right, Mark. Now, okay. Mark wants to say that the evidence that the Israelites are white is that the white people are few in number today on the earth, right? But Mark, you're limiting your view to today because white people have been dying off and you're not multiplying the way that you were at one point in the world. You understand, Mark? You are the heathen that the Lord talks about because you are the ones that are few in number and despised among all the heathen. I'm gonna get this despised scripture after this, but I'm gonna read your scripture, Mark, and I'm gonna break it down for you. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27 says, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. Now, Mark, it said we will be scattered among other nations, and among those nations we would be few. That's how you notice it's talking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Israelites of the Bible, because we have been scattered all over the earth, Mark. We've been scattered into the Arab nations. We've been scattered into the Asian countries. We've been scattered into Africa. We've been scattered into Europe. We've been scattered here in America. And guess what? You go to a white neighborhood, Mark, what you going to find? You're going to find you a couple niggas there, Mark. You're going to find you a couple good-to-do, well-off niggas in the middle of the white neighborhood. It's because they're few among the heathen, Mark. You go over there to China, Japan, you're going to find you now. The black people in China and Japan, they aren't there because they got the money and got rich and wealthy and wanted to move and live in Japan. You want to know where black people in Japan come from? Well, there was a World War II that was fought. And guess what? There was Negroes over there fighting. And America, after World War II, got bases over there in Japan. And you know what they did? They sent black soldiers over there, Mark. And those black men, doing like black men do, found them some Japanese women, had sex, and left children over there. You know, them Japanese black children grew up. Most of them grew up without their daddy. But those of them who did grow up with their father was the one black man out of all those Japanese. And now they're small among the heathen. Same goes for Korea. Everywhere America has waged war, black men have gone and spread their seed and left that seed over there, Mark. And that's why we're small among the heathen. You understand? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, people don't know that the transatlantic slave trade began with Christopher Columbus taking 1,800 Native Indians to Spain, but only 300 survived the journey, or 800 survived the journey. This transatlantic slave trade began with Native Indians being taken into Europe, again, scattered. White people have never been scattered, Mark. You understand? White people have never been scattered. You have gone and conquered in different places around the earth. You understand? Now, I'm going to get you a scripture, Mark, that talks about white people being few among the heathen, all right? And when you look at all the other races on the earth, all the other nations, white people are counted among the fewest. There's 8 billion people in China right now. 8 billion. There's nearly 1 billion people in India right now. White people are nowhere near those numbers. Count up all of Europe, all of North America, their numbers are nowhere near the other heathens. Everybody understands? Give me Obadiah. Let's get the book of Obadiah. Obadiah should be in the Old Testament, right after Lamentations. Amos, Joel. Obadiah is just one page in this Bible. All right, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 1, right? So Obadiah 1 and 1 says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. Who was God talking about? Edom, the Edomites. Who are the Edomites? All of the so-called white races on the earth today. Your French, your Germans, your Italians, give me some more. Your Nordic men, what's Denmark and Norway, and what's the one that was neutral in all the wars? Poland. You understand? Portuguese. All your white races, they are Edomites. All right. So here's what the Lord is saying about Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. All the heathen are rising up against Edom in battle. Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Everybody understands? This is you, Mark Bixford. These are your people that God is talking to. Behold, I made thee small among the heathen, but thou art greatly despised. You are small compared to these other nations. The white race on the earth is small compared to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Small compared to the Chinese and the Japanese and the Africans and the Indians and the Arabs. You are small, but you are greatly despised. You are hated more than all the other races. Why? Because you are the murderers and the killers and the devil that the Bible speaks of on the earth. And that is why you are going to be destroyed with the return of our King, Yahushua Mashiach. So your scripture you pulled is proof that the Israelites went into captivity. The scripture that I just pulled is proof that the Edomites are the people that are small compared to the other heathens, but are greatly despised. All right, and you can continue to read Obadiah. It talks about the judgment of the so-called white man on the earth, and gives you all of the things that are horrible things that are going to happen to them because of the crimes that they have committed on the earth. All right. So, Mark, I don't know if you're still hearing that, but that answers your question. You can stop. You got more questions, Mark? We got answers for you. Just don't be mad at the answers. All right. Any other questions? Any questions online? Type them in now. Again, if we don't have any questions, we're going to go into tonight's topic, which is don't run from life. All right. Salaki, you could give me whatever I got in there. All right. So the first scripture we're going to go to, well, again, the topic of tonight's class is don't run from life. It's a breakdown concerning the necessity for every brother and sister to get the full experience of life. One of the most impactful things that I learned when I first came into the truth was that many of our vices, we cling to them because of the way that they enable us to escape from the realities of life. And our oppressor knows that it's like the parable of Lazarus, where the dogs came and licked Lazarus' sores. The dogs licking his sores was to take away his pain, to bring him comfort in the endurance of whatever his suffering was. Sometimes in life, you don't need a relief from your suffering. Sometimes in life, you don't need something to ease your pain. Sometimes in life, you just have to go through the pain. You have to deal with it. You have to experience the pain. You have to experience the hurt in order to be able to experience what life is like on the other side. If your life was full of joy and happiness and feeling good all the time, then you would not appreciate your life. It wouldn't feel earned to you. You would throw it away. Same way somebody who's, given people think they want to win the lottery. You think your problems in life is that you don't have no money. If you was to be given money, you would destroy yourself with that money. That's why you ain't got it. You don't not have money because, life ain't fair. You don't have money because you don't need money, because you don't know what to do with money. If you had the money, you would blow it. Now, if you work hard and sacrificed and went to work for 40 hours a week and you saved and you didn't go out to the club and didn't buy that bottle of liquor and didn't take that woman out on dates and you worked hard to save your money, then guess what? You would appreciate that money you got because you knew what it took to get it. You knew the sacrifice that went into you acquiring it. You understand? When you work hard for something, you appreciate it so much more. But when it's just given to you, there's very little weight that it holds for you to appreciate it. Life is the same way. If every day was just wonderful and fantastic and amazing, you would not appreciate life. You wouldn't value it the way that you should. And because of that, every day can't be a wonderful day. There have to be difficult days. There have to be dark times. You have to suffer losses and setbacks and letdowns in order for you to do what? Appreciate the good days. Appreciate the times when everything is going right. And that's what today's breakdown is going to be about, all right? So the first scripture we're going to go to is Ecclesiastes chapter 7. And I want to say verse 3. So let's get it. No, it's Ecclesiastes 3. All right. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything there is a season and a time, and to every purpose under the heaven. Everybody understand? This is a scripture y'all know, y'all have heard me read many, many times, right? It's a scripture that I continue to return to because of its weight and its importance in having you understand getting through day to day. Everybody understands? Remember the Lord's Prayer that our King taught us to pray. The Lord's Prayer that our King taught us to pray was that the Most High would give us our daily bread. Would just give us what we need to get through the day, right? The Lord's Prayer is not a prayer for next week. It's not a prayer for 5 years from now. It's not a prayer for 10 years from now. It's a prayer for today. And if you pray that prayer, guess what? The Lord will continue to get you through day to day. Everybody understands. For some people, that's all they can see. I know a lot of us, we're planning for the future. We're planning for 5 years from now, planning for 10 years from now. But there's someone out there whose situation in their life is so dire, so distressed, so horrible, so miserable that they can't even see tomorrow. They need a prayer that'll just get them through today. And for that person, the Lord's Prayer works perfectly. Thank the Most High if you're not that person. Thank the Most High if you can see 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. If you're planning for a vacation 6 months from now, you are blessed, because there are some people who are not. Everybody understand? But for every time and every season, for every purpose under the heaven, there is a time, right? Now, I want to not read every time that exists. Let's drop down. Let's drop down to verse 8. All right, Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit has he that worketh in that wherein he labors? What does that mean? What profit has he that works in that wherein he labors? Somebody help me understand. Anybody online want to give it a shot? What is verse 9 talking about? What profit has he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? Or what profit does he have that works in that where he labors? All right, if nobody has anything, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. Right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 9 says, what profit has he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? You understand? To work in, all right, to worketh in something is like to put your brick in, right? It's like you get out what you put in, right? So if I'm putting in, all right, let me read it one more time. What profit have he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? Right? To work, all right. So to work in that wherein he laboreth is like you're investing in something that is laborious for you. Meaning I'm trying not to use starting your own business because it ain't talking about that. It's just talking about slaving in something. It's like putting your stock in being a servant. What profit has he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? Meaning, like, it's like if I be a good enough servant, then maybe one day, you know, I can be a better servant. It's like working towards something that doesn't really reward you. That's why I said, what profit does he have? What profit does he that worketh it wherein that which he laboreth? Like, what are you getting out of being such a good servant or being the best of all the servants if all you're going to be is a servant? So it's like, what good do you have in working to make America better? It's asking along the lines of that. Like what can you profit working hard to make America better? America ain't your place. America ain't built for you to be successful and built for you to thrive. What profit do you have working in that wherein you labor? It's like me, I slave for FedEx. But imagine me trying to make FedEx more money. Come up with new innovations to make FedEx a better company and to be a, more of a Fortune 500 company. What am I going to get? What does it profit me? To apply my blood, sweat, and tears into my labor? That's a rough life. There's no profit in that. What is the reward I'm going to get in the end? You're not going to get a reward. The reward you're going to get is the one you've been getting, which is, here's your check, nigga. Go cash your check and pay your bills and come right back here to continue to labor. So the question that's being asked is, what is the point of working and laboring in something that doesn't reward you? Here's why. I'm going to read on. I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. The travail is trouble. You understand? He's seen the trouble that God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. Meaning what? The trouble that God has given to man is to work, is for them to be exercised by it. To be exercised by something is to be strengthened by it, to be cleansed by it. You exercise a demon, or you exercise your jealousy, right? That's getting rid of something. That's cleaning you of something, right? God has given man travail or trouble in life to be exercised by it. Trouble in life is not for you to run from it. It's not for you to try to escape it. Trouble in life is for you to be made better by it. Everybody understands? Too often people don't want to be made better by their trouble. They want to escape it. They want to run from it. That's why we run to get drunk. That's why we run to get high. That's why we run to sleep with random women. There are a lot of people who are avoiding the trouble of their life. And the way they avoid the trouble of their life is to distract themselves. Those distractions, you're not exercised by the trouble. You understand what I'm saying? We must face difficult situations in life. We must face trouble. We must face the turmoil and the temptation. Why? Because it is what makes you better. Going through difficulty, going through tough times, going through rough situations is what makes you better. Which is why Ecclesiastes 3 is telling us there is a time and a season for every purpose under the sun. And you got to go through these seasons in life, or else you will never be able to become the person that you're meant to be. Everybody has to go through the trouble. Everybody has to go through the heartache. Everybody has to go through the difficult times so that you can be exercised by it. Everybody understand? Let's keep reading. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart so that no man can find out the work that God makes from the beginning to the end. What is that talking about? He has made everything beautiful in his time. The Most High made everything beautiful in his time, right? What has the Lord made? What are some of the things that he's made beautiful? Think of the things that God does. This is important. I need feedback from the class on this one. Give me some things that God does. That we know is not in our control, but it's in God's control.
Like the seasons changing.
The seasons changing. That's in God's hands. The summer, the spring, the winter, and the fall. Guess what? He made all those seasons beautiful, right? Give me something else God does. The birth of a child, right? A man and woman can be having sex forever. That woman don't get pregnant until the Lord decides now's the time for you to be blessed with a child. So having a child is a blessing from God. What's also a blessing from the Most High? death is also a blessing from the Most High. Death is also a beautiful thing. How do you relieve someone of their pain, of their suffering? How does someone know that their job has been done in this life? How do they get to go to back to the Most High without death? Death is a beautiful thing. There are some deaths that can shatter a family. Someone dies and now the family's broken apart. Family never come together, don't see each other no more. But then there's some deaths that bring the family together. Some deaths that are a wake-up call. That we got to be better, man. We got to do more. We got to love each other. Death it's beautiful in its time. Everybody understand? The death that leads to families breaking up, right? Maybe that family needed to break up. Maybe that family trying to stay together was continuing generational traumas. Maybe it was keeping family members who hated each other or keeping the molester to being able to come around the family. Maybe that family needed to break up so that everybody could be free from the demon that was plaguing this family. So a family breaking up, you on the surface, you might say, oh man, they don't even gather together no more. But for some people in that family, it's a blessing that I ain't got to even see these folks no more. There's beauty in death. Everybody understands. Give me some more things. Losing a job. Lose your job. Man, you so sad and depressed. Where the money coming from? The Lord was in you losing that job. Everybody understands. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that getting arrested, going to jail, hell, being in captivity under the white man. There are a lot of things that the Lord has done that are beautiful in their time. You understand? Ashbach Rumya said, find out about the truth. That's beautiful. You understand? But to find out about the truth, guess what? You had to go through all that suffering in the world to realize, man, this ain't it. There's got to be something better. Well, guess what? All that time you suffered in the world, it was beautiful. Because all that suffering led to you desiring something more, desiring something greater. The Most High works in everything. And in everything where the Most High works, it's beautiful. Everybody understands. It's like, and it says, also he have set the world in their heart so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. We'll never be able to understand why God does what he does. Some things we'll just always say, man, I don't know how the Lord did that, man, but it was amazing. It was beautiful. Everybody understand? Verse 12, I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. There is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. Everybody understands? What is that talking about? That's talking about in man. The Most High does all the good things. You understand? We are just merely reflections of it. You coming into the truth, the Lord gave you the opportunity. And because you obeyed him, you were able to receive the truth. But nobody woke up one day and said, I'm going to go find the truth. I'm going to be in the truth. That's not in our power to do. The Lord gives you that wisdom or gives you that discernment. The Lord is the one that pushes you to find the truth. Everybody understand? Right. You find the truth and you obey it, you just took it. You took the Lord up on the opportunity he gave you. But nobody creates their own opportunity when it comes to certain things in life. Everybody understands? That's why there's nothing for a man to do but to rejoice and to do good in his life. What does it mean to do good? To obey the Most High, to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Everybody understands? This is talking about appreciating life and everything that comes along with it. Everybody understands? Sister Shakaya said, nature is beautiful. Pollination. You understand? So nature is beautiful. But then you stand out there and your nose gets stuffed up and you can't breathe. The Lord did that too. Everybody understands? The point is that everything in life, there's beauty that can be found. Because the Most High is the one that is creating and causing everything to be the way that it is. And in your life, the only way you'll be able to find beauty in life is if you learn to understand that you have to have all of it. You can't just have all good and never the bad. Because then you won't be able to appreciate the good. Everybody understand? And if you're someone who's been in the midst of darkness for a long time, stop running from it. Stop getting high. Stop getting drunk. Stop trying to feel better about it and just let the sadness and the sorrow wash over you. Because in the midst of you enduring the sadness and enduring the sorrow, what you'll find is that the Lord is there waiting for you. For some of us, the Most High cannot be there for you until you realize that without Him, you have nothing. You'll never get to that place as long as you're getting high, as long as you're getting drunk to drown away your pain. You have to just be in pain. And being in pain is not easy, but neither is life. You understand? And there's something about being in your darkest time that coming out of it and seeing the light for the first time it makes that light so much more glorious, so much more beautiful. You understand? Many of us are in life stuck in a what do they call it? Um, you're stuck in I forget the term they use, but when a plane is circling the airport and it can't land, right? A holding pattern. So many of us are stuck in a holding pattern in life because the Most High is trying to get you to hit rock bottom, but you're trying to keep yourself up. You're defiantly refusing to just hit the bottom. You understand? Your loved ones are passing away. Your job is you're barely living above the poverty line. Your woman damn near hates you. Your kids, despise you. You got a drinking problem. You got a gambling problem. You don't, you're gaining weight. You're fat. You ain't feeling like you're that guy you used to be anymore. But you're constantly trying to find a way to escape the reality of where your life is. You're constantly trying to make yourself feel better, and you're trying to pull off this scheme and pull off that hustle, and you're juggling this over here and juggling that over there, trying to avoid hitting the bottom because in your mind, the pain of the bottom is too much for you. It's too hard for you to accept that, man, my life is messed up. I'm in a effed up position. When if you acknowledged the situation that you were in, if you dealt with the loss of those loved ones, if you acknowledge that you're in poverty. So yeah, you don't have the money to go pop bottles or get fresh or give your wife money for shoes and clothes and hair like she used to doing when the money was coming in good. You'll never really know who's in your life to be in your life and who's in your life because they're really there for you. Maybe the Lord is trying to get you to hit rock bottom and mourn for your loved ones that you lost, and to deal with being poor and in poverty, and to accept that everything ain't going my way right now, so that in your darkness the Lord could show you who's really there for you, who's really in your life because they care, and who's in your life because they're just getting what they could get. Maybe if you let go and let the Most High take control, then you'll be able to see what He's trying to show you. But you're fighting against Him. You don't want to cry. You don't want to feel broke. You don't want to deal with the reality that I'm going to have to suffer for a little while before I can get back to where I'm used to being. Well, then how can the Lord ever be there for you? How can He ever bring you through the darkness? How can you ever really trust on the Lord if you never allow yourself to really need Him? That's why these things keep happening in your life. It's not, you didn't do nothing wrong, you didn't do nothing evil, but you are fighting against the Lord. You're trying to stop Him from showing you what you need to be seen. And that in your pride of refusing to take low, you will find yourself in a holding pattern for years, fighting against the Most High when really He's trying to deliver you from all the things that are causing you pain and frustration and stress. Everybody understands? All right, let's drop that. Let me get hold up. All right, let's get Psalms chapter 17. Psalms chapter 51, verse 17. Matter of fact, hold up. Let's not get Psalms 51 and 19. I just thought about something. Hold on. Let's get Psalms 34 and 18. Psalms 34. We're going to start at 17, all right? Psalms 34 and 17 says, "The righteous cry, and the Most High hears, and delivers them out of all their trouble. The Most High is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saves such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivers him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken." Everybody understands? If you believe the Most High, if you have faith in God, if you understood these scriptures, then you would know that being at rock bottom is necessary for you to be close to the Most High. You're going through things in your life. You're going through situations that are difficult for you to deal with. They're hard for you to face. Realities that you don't want to have to confront. But guess what? If you run from them, then the Most High could never help you out of your situation. If you don't cry, then how can the Lord hear your affliction? If you aren't sad and depressed and put down by the things that are troubling you in life, then how can the Lord comfort you? How can the Most High show you that if you just put it in his hands, it'll be all right? If you never put your situations in life in God's hand, then how can the Most High show you that he'll handle it? Don't you know that you have to go through trouble? You have to suffer. You have to feel like the walls are closing in sometimes. You got to feel lost and clueless and unsure about what to do in order for the Lord to be able to show you that he's there with you. There's going to be sometimes when you're going through things in life, right, and you try to handle them on your own, you'll get to a place where you realize, I can't handle this. There's nothing I can do. The thing that you should do in that time is to call for counsel. You should call for counsel. And when you call for counsel, you'll lay out the situation and you'll tell what's going on and what's been happening and how you're feeling, and you'll express in the counsel. I feel like the walls are closing in, like I'm being punished, like the Lord is trying to do something to me. I don't know why I'm losing these people out of my life, and my funds is running low. I don't know how I'm gonna pay the bills, and I got this thing going on and that thing going on, and I just don't know what to do. The counsel might just tell you there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. The Lord is doing something in your life, and you have to just endure. Right. Keep doing what you've been doing. You go to work, you pay your bills, you love your woman, you raise your children. Be strong, you got to be strong as you go through this. But there's nothing that can be done to get you out of this situation. The money jam up with your money. That's the money jammed up. You got to keep doing what you got to do to pay. Keep doing what you've been doing to pay these bills. But if there ain't no extra money for going to the movies or going out to this place and that place, guess what? You got to just lock in. It's the economy is bad right now. It's a recession. These companies ain't hiring. These jobs ain't paying. They're cutting the hours back. This is oppression, brother. But guess what? If you stand with the Lord and do what he said to do, guess what he promised you he would give you? Your daily bread. Lord didn't promise your woman to be able to get her hair done every week or every 2 weeks. The Lord didn't promise that she could get her nails done every 2 weeks with the whatever that set is, with all of the different blingy stuff that go on the nails. The Lord ain't promised that. The Lord didn't promise you'd have weekend money to go and pop bottles at the club. You better get with your brothers and go have a drink with your brothers. Y'all better put them funds together and get a 6-pack and everybody get a beer. You understand? You better cling to your brothers in your time of darkness, but there's nothing that can be done to stop your trouble. You got to just endure it. And you got to take that counsel and say, come. And allow the counsel to teach you how to suffer. Teach you how to endure. Teach you how to go through difficult times. because it is in those difficult times where you find the Lord. Everybody understands. Again, one more time, Psalms 34:17. The righteous cry and the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. How can the righteous be delivered out of their troubles if they don't cry? You righteous, aren't you? You in the truth. Why are you running from crying? Why are you running from the thing that you know is going to break you, that's going to make you feel weak? You're afraid of feeling weak? Why? If the Lord is on your side. Don't you know that in your times of weakness, the Most High promised to be there to keep you strong? Then what are you afraid of? That's why you can't break through to the next level, because you're running from pain. You're running from weakness. Don't run from it, huh? Go through it. It'll make you better. Everybody understands? You cannot stop. You cannot run from crying. Some things in life are going to make you cry. Now, don't cry in front of your woman and the kids and the whole family. You go in your closet and you cry. You go to that place where it's just you and the Lord and you cry. And then guess what? The Lord will hear you and he'll deliver you out of your troubles. But if you think you're just going to be a man and you're going to tough it out and you're going to go through it, you're robbing the Lord of an opportunity to show you just how much he's with you. Everybody understands? The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and save such as be of a contrite spirit. You're running from your heart being broken. You don't want to acknowledge that this situation broke your heart. You don't want to acknowledge that losing this brother. Listen, there's going to be brothers that fall out of the truth, and it's going to hurt you. What you afraid of? You're afraid of caring for a brother that left the truth? You're afraid that anybody knows that you love that brother, man, and it hurts you to see him leave. Brother, your mind is not in the right place. Your spirit is not in the right place. You should hurt that that brother left. You should hurt that those people are no longer in your life. Be hurt so that the Lord will be close to you. Be brokenhearted so that the Lord could be close to you to comfort you. But if you just act like F them people, I don't care whoever leave my life, they can leave, kick rocks. Your pride is getting in the way of what the Lord is trying to do. If you come into the truth and lose people in your life and you pretend as though it means nothing, then you are not acknowledging the sacrifice. You make it in your mind, it wasn't a sacrifice. Who cares? F my mama, F my cousins, F them people. I never wanted to be close to them people anyway. So that means you didn't sacrifice anything. Now the Lord got to take more. Now the Lord got to do you worse, because you won't acknowledge the pain and the heartache and the suffering that you are enduring to serve him. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't run from the realities of life. And if you're pretending in here for us, I don't have any reward I can give you for acting like you don't care. Yeah. I don't have any reward I can give you for pretending that you're not hurt by the things that you're hurt by. You got a woman like you love that woman. She been down with you for who knows how long, and she leaves because she don't want to serve the Lord, and you act like fuck that bitch. I don't care. She can leave. She this and that. Okay, all right. I know if I had a woman for some years that was down with me and the bitch left, I would be hurt by it. Yeah. Now, being hurt ain't gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing. It ain't gonna stop me from handling my business, but I would be hurt. I don't know what super pimp gangster nigga you are, but I'm gonna be hurt, and I'm gonna deal with it, and I'm gonna suck it up, and I'm gonna learn from it. I'm gonna be better because of it, but I'm not going to run from the pain. Don't run from life, because the only way you can appreciate life is if you have the good and the bad. You understand? Again, Psalms 34:18, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saves such as be of a contrite spirit. How can the Most High save you if you're never contrite? If you're never regretful, if you never say, damn, I shouldn't have did that. Man, I messed up, man. I should have known better, man. Damn, I can't believe I did this to myself again. If you're never in that place, then how can the Lord save you? Some of you make mistakes and do things that's messed up, and you just stand on it. You double down. Yeah, so what? I did, and what? All right. The Lord can't save you. You won't even be contrite. You won't even feel bad. You don't have no feelings. Who told you that you don't have no feelings? A man doesn't have no feelings. A man feels and doesn't allow how he feels to control his actions. But if you're going through life believing you can't feel as a man, brother, you're missing the point of all of this. And I pray that this class will begin to start you on the journey of living life. Salaki Kapatazar, you had a question?
No, so concert. And I hope I asked this like right. So I can only use, I guess, to ask my question, I can only use my sister. So when I first came in here, my twin sister, I had to cut off for like 3 months.
Mhm.
And we kept getting into it over the truth. And she was like, hey, who you became? And to her, I guess at what point do you like, okay, to her, it was like, I don't give a damn, okay, and bye, and I didn't call her. But yeah, my feelings was hurt. So at what point, I'm not going to say save face, but at what point do you, okay, and knowing I am hurt by it, because this is my twin, I am hurt by this, or I am hurt by this, but then for my sake, or for the sake of my sisters, or for the sake of my brothers, I'm going to be like, yeah, I forget them. Like, it is what it is. But like, at what point do you differentiate? Like, to my sister, y'all don't give a damn, okay. But every day or every other day or often, I'm like, dang, my sister, like, like, at what point do you like save face to say, I don't care, I don't give a damn? Like,
okay,
so I hope I asked it right.
You did ask it right. Well, so I'm gonna make sure I'm clear on what you're asking. When you lose someone in your life, right? And you're hurt by it, what you're saying is there ever a point where you put the hurt aside and just not put the hurt aside, but you deal with the reality that they might not mess with me no more? The Lord will show you that.
Okay.
Meaning, when you come into the truth, just like what happened with you and your sister, that's going to happen. And you have to allow time to pass to show you whether or not this is a permanent sacrifice, or do I just have to get over the reality of it? Okay. So for me, and so you and your sister, y'all cool now, right? Y'all come together, y'all are able to hang out and talk, and she's not bothered by you being in the truth no more, or you being in the truth isn't directly bothering her anymore.
It will, like, every now and then we'll of course have a disagreement, but because of the truth. But I'm able to be like, whatever. Like, at this point, it's like, okay, stop talking to me. Okay, cool.
That's it. When you get to that point, when you get to the point where you can accept, it's in the Lord's hands now. Okay, it is what it is. Either they're gonna be here or they not. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna be okay. Okay. I love you. I want to be here in your life. Right. But I'm not gonna fight you on it, and I'm not gonna change what I'm doing. Okay, but you can't get to that place until you deal with the pain of they really don't love me. Okay, they really don't care about me. I thought they would have been happy for me. Yeah. I thought they would have wanted me to heal and to be better. The reality is, people don't give a shit. Yeah. And you got to face that. Yeah. That's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. When you care about people and you love them, and you find out they don't give a fuck. Right. Excuse my language. Right. That's a difficult thing but you have to deal with that. Some people don't want to deal with that. Okay. Or they want to act like you don't give a shit. I don't give a shit neither. But you do, though. Yeah. You care. Like, so just deal with the pain. Don't always don't always stoop to the level of people beneath you. You understand? People in your life who don't want the best for you, they are beneath you because you want the best for them. Yeah. You come into the truth and you're seeing a different side of life. You want other people to experience that. Right. And for the people who you love, you try to help them to see how much the truth is helping you, and they only have something bad to say about it. Don't stoop to their level. Be bigger than them and say, okay, I won't come around that. You won't hear from me. You mad about me being in the truth? No problem. I'll just do this thing on my own. And you be in pain and miss them and love them and pray for them and let them be the ones who are small and petty and don't love you. You deal with that pain And then guess what? The Lord will show you if those people are to be out of your life forever, or if there's a way they can still be in your life with you having accepted the reality that they don't really give a shit. Some people, you may be able to salvage relationships with their family.
Yeah.
Others, they gone.
Right.
I got family now. I got family. I got family that I love. Like, I care about them. I wish the best for them.
Right.
But I cannot talk to them about the truth. So when I do talk to them, it's, hey man, how you doing? How the kids? How the family? You holding up? You all right? And then that's it. Because if it goes any further, it'll be Captain Soccer Wolf speaking. So I got to keep my interactions with certain family, with my family. I got to keep interactions short because I only can be the cousin they knew for so long until the man that I am comes out, and then we got a beef and we arguing because they don't want to be counseled. They don't want to be told the right thing. They don't want to be given sound advice. They don't want to be given wisdom from the Lord. So I got to keep my interactions with them short. But I'll take those interactions because, man, I love them. Right. That pain, the reality of that is something that you have to face, or you'll never be able to be anything to them.
That's where it comes.
But what I've learned is that I don't have to miss my family in the world so much because I have so much family in the truth that I do love and can care for, and they appreciate me. And that's the beauty in life. The beauty in the loss of all your family in the world coming into the truth is that the Lord, you gain a whole new family.
That's right.
So but if you are running from the pain, then you'll never get over it. What happened to you and your sister, if you were to just act like, man, F her, I don't need that bitch. She can do whatever she want to do. You're lying. Yeah. And that lie, you have to, in order to not deal with the actual pain, you have to cover up. You have to cover up. Now it's not just the pain of losing your sister. Now you have to, on top of that pain, you're pretending you're not hurt. And that's a whole nother layer of pain. Now, on top of pretending you're not hurt, you got to be prideful when she does try to reach out to you. When she does call you, now you got to double down like, bitch, what you calling me for? As opposed to, hey, sis, how you doing? What's going on? There's people there are people in life who, because of hurt that they would not deal with, they double down on it by acting like they weren't, by going the other way to pretend they weren't hurt. And now they can't even find their way back to the original pain because they've covered it and masked it. Now, on top of the original pain, the hurt of, I lost this family member, I never gave a fuck about you anyway. And that's why so-and-so, that's why I'm happy you got molested. And that's why your mama ain't shit. And your aunt, it's like, that's what happens in relationships and people in life. A man and a woman break up. It's bad enough that she's unsatisfied and she doesn't want to be in this relationship. She don't think she can do this truth thing no more. You having all these other wives, that's bad enough. The hurt of him, for a man, the hurt of she don't want to be with me no more, that's one hurt. But then for a lot of men say, well, fuck you, bitch, I never loved you anyway. You was always in the world, you ain't shit anyway. Go out there and find some man to, go effing, go fucking suck some other nigga, bitch. I don't care, I never gave a fuck about you anyway. That's why your mama ain't shit. And, and I'm going to get custody of the kids anyway. Take me to child support, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Now, what started out as you're hurt that she wants to leave, you've masked it with so much other bullshit that even if in a month she felt bad and sorry and wanted to make it better, you done added all this shit on top of the pain of her not wanting to be with you. She come to you and say she want to be with you. You should say, well, damn, baby, I thought after all this time, us being together and having these kids, that you would have loved me enough to, push through. Hey, if you want to go, I can't stop you. Yeah. And then let her go. Be hurt, nigga. Who are you saving, or who are you proving yourself to by not being hurt? Hey, if you leave, I'll be hurt. But I ain't gonna chase you. I can't stop you. Mm-hmm. You're gonna go. Let her go. Maybe she'll go and realize I fucked up and she'll come back. But if when she decides to go, you say, The fuck you, bitch. You ain't shit. I never cared anyway. I never gave a fuck. I don't care if you leave. The bitch, you ain't, I don't know, host stop no show. You do a bunch of extra shit on top of the fuck you, bitch. Now, in a month when she think about you, she got to unpack all these layers of bullshit you added on top of the hurt. Yeah. And now you can never, that relationship can never be what it was because you stooped low. She went low. I don't want to be with you no more. You went lower. Bitch, I never loved you anyway. Well, damn, brother. How can, now you, it's impossible. Yeah. The scripture says if a woman depart, maybe there can be reconciliation. Yeah. But you go scorched earth because you're hurt. But you want to pretend you're not hurt. You want to prove how not hurt you are. You say a bunch of hurtful, evil shit to the person that hurt you. Don't do that. Somebody do something, somebody hurt you, you give it to the Lord. They hurt you, you say, damn, that's okay. That's rough. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Well, listen, Lord be with you. I pray for you the best. I pray everything work out for you. I hope whatever you got lined up down the road is better for you and it works. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do. I can't change who I am or change what I got going on because you feel some kind of way. But if you don't want to keep fighting to be with me the way that I'm fighting to be with you, then, hey, ain't nothing I can tell you. Be graceful. Never go low. You always remain honorable. Always stay high. They leave. Man, maybe the Lord is opening the door for something better. Maybe the Lord is doing me a solid. But this pain and this hurt, I've got to deal with it. I got to accept the reality of it and then move on. Right. If you never do that, though, you're never allowing room for the Lord to comfort you. You're never allowing room for the Lord to deliver you, for the Lord to show you that he's with you. And that's the point of life that a lot of brothers and sisters are neglecting. You have to take the good with the bad. You got to take the rain in order to appreciate the sunshine. And you have to sometimes be in the darkness in order for you to appreciate the light. All right. With that, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2023, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who they are, where they come from, and what their purpose is on the earth. We had these classes again Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The address to the school is 3000 Walnut Grove Road, Suite 215. Calling number to the school is 901-249-0085. All you brothers and sisters out there, you got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the ISUPK. And with that, we'll see y'all.